Hi, this is Catholic Ben. So today I promised to give you a little bit more insight into how to get insight into the Bible reading itself. So yes, you've decided that you're going to spend 1% of your day with God in reading His Word. That's great. That's wonderful. That's 15 minutes a day. If possible, we've decided that that's going to be the first 15 minutes of the day, that we're going to give Him the first part of our day, which is even better. Then what we need to decide next is we need to take and find a specific location that we use, consistently every day. And that has to be a quiet place where we're not interrupted during that time of prayer. So if you've got a big family, I'm so sorry, you're going to have to get up really early like I have to sometimes. So that's the place that is quiet. And then when you enter into the reading, first you have to quiet yourself down as well. You go and you are still before the Lord, as one of the Psalms says, be still and know that I am the Lord. He is the Lord of everything. He's the Lord of the history, and He's the Lord of your story as well. He's the Lord of everything, and you can trust Him, so you get calm with Him. Then you crack open the Bible. We've said that, we suggest that you read John first, the Gospel of John first, then read throughout the whole New Testament, and then you can start in the Old Testament later on. But just start with the Gospel, with one of the Gospels, preferably John. If not John, then Luke. But, you read a small portion of it, one chapter at most, maybe even less. And that's the first step, actually, of the 5-step process. Another one of the Catholic tips, that we have from centuries ago. This is a method developed for monks back in the 6th century. It's called Lectio Divina, and it's a cool method. It says, first you have to do the Lectio, that means the reading, and you can read the text that you've chosen. You can read it, once, or if you have more time, you can go through it, up to 3-4 times, and then go into the text. And then you have the meditatio. You meditate upon the text. That's the second step. You meditate upon, what did the text want to say to the first recipients, the guys who saw that first, who had that text for them first, and then what it says to me, and how Jesus or whoever you've read about, what did he have to say to those people, and how does that apply to my life? You go through that. You ponder. You consider what the text is saying. Then there's the third part. There's the oratio, which literally means prayer. You enter into prayer in light of this reading that you've done, and you talk to God. You tell Him about your problems. You tell Him about how the text is talking to you, how you want Him to help Him solve your problems, how you're sorry for the things that you've done wrong and stuff like that. You just pray with God. Then there's the fourth step, which is the contemplatio. That just literally means you contemplate. But how does that differ from the meditation? That's my first question. Well, it means that you're just quiet, just still. You chill, as a guy said. Another guy in a video about Lectio Divina, you should check him out. It's from Ascension Presents. It's really cool. He says, you just chill with the Lord. And then, I oftentimes, when I meditate, 20 minutes in silence and I get nothing. That's most of the days. But sometimes God decides to give me some grace of His own, some special feeling, message, something, and those days are amazing, And so you also have to meditate, and sometimes you'll get a very special note from God, which is amazing. Then the fifth step should be actio. You go and you see how that specific thing that you've read applies to your life today, and how you go out and act it out. You don't just pray, but you act things out. And then there's one thing that is not included in that particular method, but that I highly recommend. It's journaling. Just write down the stuff that you've learned that day. Either in, I recommend a physical, paper journal. Just write it down. The act of writing things down is something that helps me a lot. And then when you go read those things, for like 10 years ago, then you see that you've made some progress in your life, which is also very cool. Okay, I'm very glad you followed along this far. I hope you'll get down to Bible reading one of these days, tomorrow morning preferably, and we'll talk to you again next week. This is Catholic Ben. Be sure to like the page, like the Facebook page, follow along on Instagram, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll see you next time. God bless. Bye bye.